in any other context do you ever get worried about female safety?
No, this is something that women are concerned about.
Some women, a few women.
Few, mate! It's not few.
A judge in an employment tribunal in Peterborough has said that claiming not to be a feminist could be an act of discrimination. I quote the judge, who said it would appear that a feminist is simply about all genders having equal rights and opportunities as men. The judge confessed the tribunal was perplexed by the defendant's non-feminist views and suggested such opinions would be in breach of equality laws. I'm as perplexed as the judge by his statement that feminism relates to all genders, implying more than two.
Then why is it called feminism and not equality? But okay.
I thought feminism was about women, not the transgender ideology. But discrimination must require action rather than a lack of belief. As long as others are treated equally under the law, is there one definition of feminism that must be believed? This seems an extraordinary intrusion into personal belief, as opposed to viewing discrimination as an active decision. Well, with me now is my panel, associate commentator at The Telegraph, Mutaz Ahmed, and the historian and broadcaster, Tessa Dunlop. Tessa, is it compulsory, basically, to agree with you? Now, you may think it should be, but is that a sensible way for the law to go?
Isn't that why you have me here? As your token feminist, so that you aren't entirely shut down by a tribunal, the establishment that is GB News. No, I looked up the definition of feminism for you, Jake, because I thought you might need some help in this
That's condescending, but okay.
area. It is the advocacy of women's rights, people like me, on the basis of the equality of the sexes. So that is baked into law, last updated, as we discovered.
Well, hold on.
You're going to learn today.
Baked into law, the equality, and I'm all in favour of
Yes.
that. But advocacy, to say that it is compulsory to advocate something is very different from saying that something is the law of the land.
It's good to see you, your usual pedantry self.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow. Okay. I'll give her a break again.
That's what you would expect. It's what my viewers and listeners expect.
Indeed. It's important to say that this manager, he was an environmental agency manager, therefore he had a level of agency within his agency. They were contesting his maintenance of a non-feminist view. They suggested that was discriminatory, i.e., as a manager, by maintaining non-feminist views, that impacts on your ability to treat your employees and your co-workers equally.
Does it?
Maintaining. The feminist view has been changing so much the last few years. There's no point in maintaining because you keep changing the goalpost. So whatever I did 2 years ago right now might be anti-feminist because you keep changing the goalpost.
If he treated everybody equally, the fact that he didn't believe in feminism was surely his choice.
He was maintaining his non-feminist stance, which is counter to equality. It runs counter
Not
to
if he
equality.
didn't do anything about it. Mutaz.
Feminism is not about equality anymore. It's about crushing the patriarchy. It's about women gaining the upper hand over men. That's not equal.
You're another beleaguered male.
I'm not a feminist. You can believe in equality, right? But you don't have to be a feminist to believe it.
Yeah.
And if this man is saying he's not a feminist, he might well be saying, I don't believe in crushing the patriarchy. I don't believe in creating an environment that's
Correct.
negative for men.
Yeah, just ask them, do you believe in feminists of 2000 or 1990s? I don't know. There has to be a better definition.
I understand that you're actually half my age and you
Oh my God! Why is it always so condescending?
haven't been around quite long enough to understand what feminism literally means in its legal defined context. What's happened since you grew up is that the culture wars have taken words like feminism and they've injected them with all kinds of potency.
And you have injected that a man that can identify as a woman is a woman and we need to protect them too. Bruh, oh my God. I don't know how I have to be so careful of my words. So careful. in any place with any lady that thinks like that. But they can be condescending, and the moment you raise your voice accidentally,
Right to jail, right away.
and you want to make a law that makes it even worse,
which actually are deeply unhelpful to the cause of equality and the cause of women.
If I don't identify with that word then, which has been injected with all of this politics, am I being discriminatory? If I say in the workplace that I don't believe in DEI, am I saying that I don't believe in racial equality? Of course I'm not. I'm saying that I don't believe in the politics of DEI. I don't believe in the politics of feminism.
I want to help immigrants. I just don't agree with open borders. It's not the same thing.
Right to jail.
Is that discriminatory?
Well, I think what we need to do is divorce the definition of feminism from the way in which you clearly see some individuals as using it as a tool to whip the likes of you with and your rights with.
And you're the one whipping right now. Nobody is whipping the other side. They're just agreeing with their stance. They're not calling you out. They're not saying anything. They're just saying, I don't believe the thing that you keep changing every year.
You know?
I will go back to read the Oxford Dictionary definition of feminism, the advocacy of women's rights on the basis of the equality of the sexes.
Very interestingly, when I looked it up in the Oxford Dictionary, it says you should pronounce it feminism, which seems to have gone out of fashion. And I think that's
Well, that was before even I was born.
But I think that's
Jacob.
Mutaz's point, that words evolve, and actually what you're saying about a dictionary definition is all perfectly fair and true, but Mutaz's point is absolutely spot on. It has become a political advocacy of something. I'm all in favour, strongly in favour, of equality before the law. I think it is the most fundamental principle of British law.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I believe that there is equality of all genders. I don't actually think there are more than two genders anyway. And this judge is on about there being a whole slew of genders. That's very odd, isn't it?
This judge is. I didn't catch that. Is
He said that his definition of feminism, or as we're all now going to pronounce it, feminism, is that it relates to all genders. Now, once you say all genders, all implies more than two.
Yeah.
It's only both genders, isn't it? We would say. I mean, I'm delighted we're having a discussion about the correct use of English. But it's both genders. Now, actually, you're a feminist. How many genders do you believe in?
Well, in the eyes of the law, the protected characteristics of different individuals equates to more than just two sexes. It includes more than two genders.
How many?
So I would say I'm separating sex from gender, and I would say that while I recognise two sexes, there may be more people identify with more than two genders.
Are feminists protected or endangered by a man in a frock going into ladies' loos? What happened? Mutaz,
What are the other genders? What are they?
Well, I'm not somebody who identifies out with my gender, which is female, but I know that there are those with protected characteristics.
I'm not part of it, but I recognize it. I don't support it, but I advocate it very far away. Can I say that about the patriarchy?
Transsexuals who have a different idea of their own gendered identity, and who am I to quibble with that? I really think what concerns me greatly is that the likes of Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Again, talking to his opinion when he doesn't identify with the issue, but you are part kind of the issue. It's not fair. I can be right today and wrong tomorrow, and in a year in prison.
Who's more likely to be found in the sort of golf house or the gentleman's drinking club than he ever is campaigning for equality and women's rights and worrying about our safety. Suddenly gets very hot under the collar if a man wears a woman's frock and says he's a woman.
In all honesty, I think most men are way more feminist than feminists. Why? Because if they had a daughter, they are so overprotective. And the fact that I can be overprotective right now because the ideology changed and something was added to it, and now I'm the gangster? I'm like, what the heck is going on?
And then goes into a female space. In any other context, do you ever get worried about female safety?
No, this is something that women are concerned about.
Some women, a few women.
Few, mate!
My husband.
It's not few. It's not few. It's just ladies know how gangster you can be.
We want to fight bad guys.
and they shut up.
Women. The only reason we're hearing so much about this is because men like you have jumped on their
No,
bandwagon.
we're hearing so much about it because of feminists,
Yes.
ironically. It's people like J.K. Rowling.
Yeah,
Men.
I agree, and it's a rabbit hole.
All right.
And I wish feminism, which has got far greater
All right.
causes to fight, like equality, justice, economic justice for women.
Tessa, having been momentarily silenced, is now making up for it. But thank you to my...
Let me show you the normal justice that men keep receiving, because what she is saying is the truth that she never thinks is going to affect men in a bad way.
You don't shut up. You pressing me.
Guys, find your seats.
I'm so damn mad.
Does anybody understand the purpose of this drill?
Are you kidding me?
No. She threw 2 apples in my face.
She could have hit you with 2 hands in the face. You still can't put
And I
hands back
still
on
ain't
her.
swing on her.
You still can't. You never
I
can.
just want to say, yo, listen here. You just really disrespected me on TV and got the nerve to not apologize. And I'm sitting right beside you.
So you gotta use some words. You can't use hands.
I grabbed him. I didn't.
Oh, no, bro, you can't do that. I don't care if you threw apples, bananas. There's never an excuse.
At all.
Never, ever, ever. And there's just not. So that happened to you, bro. Here's what I need you to know. There's nothing you did to trigger that. There's nothing you did to deserve that. Do you want to talk to the police?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You're breaking my heart right now because the way you're taking it tells me that this happened a lot.
That should be fine.
I totally agree with him. You have no reason to punch a woman. But if you don't understand the reaction why a person cannot reach that moment, and you tell the lady you have done nothing wrong, I think that's an issue.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush hash, purple skunk, criollo, colombici, jam jam, dur loqueta, verdetta, welcome.